That, Mina. For the second straight year, the Packers have a win-and-in game at Lambeau Field in the final week of the regular season. Now, last year, of course, you remember it well. It happened in prime time on Sunday night. Aaron Rodgers' final game as a Packer. The Lions come in and spoil the day. If the Packers could still make the playoffs, actually, if they lose, but they would need a loss by the Saints or the Buccaneers, and losses by both the Vikings and the Seahawks. That's a lot. So, Graz, the Packers have been pretty banged up all season. I've heard you've been talking all week, though, about their receiving core. Just give us a sense of how healthy they are going into this critical weekend.
Well, healthier than they've been, Hannah, as a group. I mean, when you look at, Dontavian Wicks, the tight end, Luke Musgrave, Christian Watson, Jaden Reed, all listed as questionable for this game, but they've all been able to practice all week, with the one exception. They held Watson out today. He said after practice that his hope was that would help him rest up and get ready to play Sunday, give him a chance to play. There's a chance that Jordan Love has all of these guys available to him when they take the field on Sunday, which has not been the case for large chunks of this season.
Man, has he been playing well, Jordan Love, the last 7 weeks. We're going to get into that in just a minute. Mina, what do the Packers need to do to win this game and clinch a playoff berth, unlike a year ago?
You know, I was thinking about it, Hannah. I love, like, Disney movies about sports or kids movies, Mighty Ducks, Little Giants. And I feel like this Packers season is kind of like one of those movies. I mean, you lose your star quarterback. Nobody believes in you. Everybody thinks you're rebuilding. Right. The names that Dan just mentioned, most of America never heard of before the season. Christian Watson played a bit at the end of last year, of course. And Jordan Love, you got your young quarterback who has giant shoes to fill, and boy, does he fill them. But it's not just about him. It is about all of those guys I mentioned. Tucker Kraft at tight end. Reed has been fantastic. And Wicks, I mean, getting him back in the lineup is amazing. And that matters a lot against a Bears defense that has been surprisingly strong, but really has one star at corner in Jalen Johnson. You can target, you can go after matchups versus the other positions. I think the Packers' youth movement and their depth at those skill positions will serve them well in this game, because it's not just about one guy, the way it is with Chicago, frankly, and DJ Moore.
Yeah, we got Grimes talking about the guys coming back, Mina talking about she loves the Little Giants, and Green Bay has been running the annexation of Puerto Rico a lot. They've been explosive offensively. But I'm going to go to the other side of the ball, man.
Okay.
Because here's where my problem lies. 2 weeks ago, I saw the Carolina Panthers put 30 points on this defense. The week prior to that, I saw Tampa Bay have a successful day against them. Now, they only surrendered 10 points to the Minnesota Vikings in this recent win, so hopefully that's something to build off of. The inconsistency of Green Bay's defense bothers me.
Scary.
Especially with the way that Justin Fields and this offense is playing. And Justin Fields, in particular, with his ability to escape with his legs, but also pushing the ball down the field to DJ Moore and kind of becoming the guy that's making this a very tough decision if Chicago is going to move on from him. There is a nervous angst when you watch your defense go up and down, because now as a coach, you're trying to figure out who are we going to be today. And this will be the wrong day to be a bad defense with that quarterback in Chicago, with the way that he's been playing the recent weeks.
Listen, it's a showcase game for him. We don't know where he's going to be next season. Mina brought it up yesterday. Who's going to really stop DJ Moore? So when we look at our picks for this game, I'm taking the Bears. I'm going to pick spoilers all day long. Mina?
We got it close.
Close?
Yeah, I got it close, man. These Bears have a lot to play for. Matt Eberflus, Justin Fields, defense playing so well, and of course the opportunity to play spoiler. I just like this Packers offense so much, the way that Jordan Love's been playing. But I agree. I don't think this is going to be a foregone conclusion for Green Bay.
Not at all.
And if they lose, that does help Mina's favorite team. More on that in just a moment. Time now for DraftKings Sportsbook Same Game Parlay. Back with Mina. So over under 247.5 passing yards for Jordan Love. What do you think, Mina?
You know, I'm going under, Hannah, even though I know I just said I think Jordan Love will play well. I do think so. But this Bears defense has allowed an average of 204 passing yards over the last 8 games. They're really good at limiting explosives. So I think it'll be tight, even though I do see Jordan Love playing well.
All right, so let's talk about the other side of the ball there. Over under 53.5 rushing yards for Justin Fields. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's over for me. A lot less confident in the Packers defense than the Packers offense. They've allowed the 4th most rushing yards to quarterbacks this season. And Justin Fields, as we've discussed, is playing for a lot this final week.
All right, let's talk about our X factor that we've been focusing on. Over under 64.5 receiving yards for DJ Moore.
That's an over for me, largely because DJ Moore really is Fields' not just primary option, but sometimes his only option. In fact, he's the only Bears receiver to have positive EPA per play when Fields throws to him this year. I don't think anyone in the Green Bay secondary is capable of containing him or manning him up, so I like the over here.
All right, listen, could be a great scenario for Eberflus, for Fields, who knows? We will see. Locked into their playoff seed, starting with Kansas City, the number 3 seed in the AFC, and according to ESPN analytics, the Chiefs' most likely opponent in next week's wild card round is the Finns, who would be the 6th seed if, that's a big if, they lose to the Bills on Sunday night. The Colts, the Texans, the Bills, the Steelers, all potential opponents. They will be sitting by and watching this weekend. So, Swagoo, which team should the Chiefs want to play?
I felt absolutely dumb when I answered this the first time, but it's the Texans. And I'm leaning on the youth. The youth. Just the first time being in the playoffs, a first-year head coach, a rookie quarterback. The playoffs are different. I know people try to explain it, but you can't explain it. It's a different atmosphere. Every play is at stake, and you just wonder how this young team is going to handle that. I don't feel 100% confident about it, but if I thought about myself as a veteran in the NFL, if I was going into the playoffs for the first game, I want to play a rookie quarterback.
But C.J. Stroud is special.
It's okay.
I don't really like your pick.
Rookies.
No.
I know how you feel about Houston. I know how you feel about Houston.
He's so cool, though.
Yeah, he is, man.
All right, let's move on to Cleveland, where the Browns are locked in as that 5 seed in the AFC. Winners of 4 straight with none other than Joe Flacco at the helm. Cleveland is going to face the AFC South champions, so that'll be the Jaguars if they beat the Titans on Sunday. If the Jags lose, then the Browns are going to play the winner of the aforementioned Texans and Colts game. So, Mina, I don't know if you're disrespecting the Texans either. Which one of these teams should the Browns want to play?
I am a C.J. Stroud respecter. I am not choosing the Texans. I'm choosing the Indianapolis Colts because of the quarterback, and I don't want to diminish what the Colts have done this season. That front is really strong. I think Shane Steichen's a fabulous coach. But while Trevor Lawrence hasn't played particularly great at times this year, I would still rather face Gardner Minshew than Stroud or Lawrence in the playoffs. Jags also have very good pass rush. This Browns offensive line is injured, so give me